I would now like to welcome into Nyungar Elders country. My people, the Nyungar Elders, Yuet people, have been here for thousands of years. This was part of Yagan, Yellowgonga's camping ground all the way along Irwin Street. Today I say the words of those people when they gave the welcome to each other in different languages. It's good to see you all here. We must support the refugee people. We Aboriginal people are refugees in our own country. We've been like that ever since colonisation. So today is the words of my ancestors. Hoya Manwangan, Najurban Jenamajana, Midabal Nunga Buja Banama, Nalamor Kura in Warkuli, Nijawaga Mial Jenam, Kura Nija, Yagan, Yellowgonga, Midjagura. Mama Magic Garden. Cora where White Alabama, Kip, Wara Waga, Ejaba. I welcome you to Nyungar Elders country. For thousands of years this has been the dreaming track of the Aboriginal Nyungar Elders people. They camped along here and they welcomed. They sat down. Here the Captain Sterling, Governor Sterling, and the people. Captain Cook in New South Wales met the people. They corroborated for him. What did he give them? Beans, blankets and bags of sugar. Today my people are riddled with diabetes. All the way down the line. I would now like to hand it over to Mingley, who will say some words on the Nyungar people. Wajak.
I'm a bit frazzled this morning. I've been sitting in court listening to mainly women who are coming before the court. You know, this is a modern day. This is the trouble now with what's happening with Aboriginal people, and particularly women. They were coming up and being fined horrendous amounts of money for example, as I've just told a fellow friend there, $19 for stealing a jumper. They got bail, but there was another horrible story. There was a woman who was the mother of 10 children, and she'd been in trouble forever, and she was going to jail. And there were several others with children. There were men coming later, I think, but there was a whole lot of women for nearly an hour. And so that's how it is in modern day. And I was waiting to hear of my grandson who had worked for 10 years, but he got put off and he got depressed, and he just went right down with drugs. And we've had to keep him away from us, but I just wanted to see what was happening. But I had to come away and come back here to see something positive, and it's great, and welcome to refugees, of course. You know, like Ben said, we are refugees in our own country. Somehow we have to learn to live with it and get on with it, and we welcome refugees, everyone, really. And it's funny too, what we come from, our ancestral stories I want to tell you this morning. I didn't know what I was going to say. I didn't prepare a speech, but I heard a story about a long time ago, a Dreamtime story, I suppose, which is handed down, and it was talking about a little boy who used to go with his mum, as little boys do. They go with their mothers until they're old enough to go through initiation and become young men. And this little boy used to go playing, and he'd go playing in the trees. And he kept going playing in the trees all the time. And Mum would say, "Don't go in another country," because the women were picking the small food, which they did, and caught the small animals. So they would go hunting and digging for food. And there was only one little boy in this instance who kept going away and wanting to be climbing up in the trees. But one day the little boy went a bit far, and he ended up a bit far away, and they couldn't find him. He went into a country where there was this woman who was a magic woman, and she wasn't very nice. You know, one of the things we tell our children is that you mustn't go over there because Janak will get you, or Boogeyman will get you. Those sorts of things. You know, that's a control thing, really, and it's also respect for other people's country and land. And so this little boy ended up in this country because he'd said to his mother all the time, he thought when he was up in the tree, he used to watch the koalas, and he'd get up in the trees and think he was just koala, and he said one day, "I wish I was a koala bear, and then I wouldn't have to go home and do what I'm told." So this woman, the wicked woman, heard this, the witchy woman, the magic woman. She called on her spirits, the bad spirits, thunder, lightning, and suddenly the little boy started to grow fur and everything, and there he was stuck. He started to cry when he saw what was happening. He called his mother. She couldn't hear him for a while, but he cried louder and louder. And then she came close to him, but she didn't recognise him. So that story was that so he became a koala bear. And that's to show that also, like, you stay in your own country, let other people know if you're coming, and the things that happen and how we have, that's one way that we can have relationships with our animals. And so but there's many stories, because we are many hundreds of nations of people, and stories like that are passed down. And very briefly, before I go, my grandmother used to tell me, because I used to run away, I'd never got spanked or anything like that, and she used to try and chase me, but I would get up in a tree and I'd say, she'd want me down, and I'd say, "No, I'm not coming down, but you must promise not to hit me." And she'd say, "Oh, all right then, come down, I won't hit you." And she said, "You're just like a possum, you will become one day." And that's what reminded me of that story, that I would become a possum, because I was always running around at night and up in the tree, because to avoid... So luckily I didn't really become a possum, so I'm here today to talk to you and welcome everybody here, and have a great day today. Thank you.